Let's take a look at some timing examples here. So we have switch 1 starting timer 1. So I'm going to go switch 1 starting timer 1. And that's going to be a 10-second timer. Switch 2 is going to start timer 2. And that's a 20-second timer. Timer 1 will turn on lights 1 and 2. So timer 1 is going to count 10 seconds, and then it is going to get done. So if we associate timer 1.dn, the done bit, after 10 seconds, that will close, which will turn on light 1 and light 2. I guess we can put them in parallel like this. Okay. Timer 2 will turn lights 3 and 4 on. So timer 2, and we'll use the done bit once again, because after 20 seconds that will get done and that will close to turn on lights 3 and lights 4. And I guess these are retentive timers, so the retentive, just by turning off the switch, does not reset them. That would be a TON. So the retentive, we would need a reset, and that would be switch 3, and it would be RST, and we could put this in parallel, RST, and this would be for T1, and this would be for T2. There's the first timer example. Let's take a look at the next one. Switch 1 is going to start 4 timers at once. Alright, switch 1 is going to start 4 timers. So I'll go T1, I'll put them in parallel like this, why not? T2, T3, and T4. And the time bases are, looks like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, and 20 seconds. Okay, timer 1 will turn on light 1. So apparently after this times out, timer 1 will come done, it'll become true, and it will turn on light 1. Timer 2 done, will turn on light 5. Timer 3 will become done, and that will turn on light 2. Timer 4 coming done will turn on light 6. It says light 1 will come on and then go off at 5 seconds. Light 5 will come on and then go off at 10 seconds. Light 2 will come on at 15 seconds, and light 6 will come on at 20 seconds. Okay, so what this means is it came on and then it went off at 5 seconds. So looks like I read this wrong. This is not the done bit. Let's change this to the timer timing bit. So that will come on. As soon as this switch is made, this will start timing. It will time, and as long as it's timing for those 5 seconds, the light will be on and then it will go off. So it's the same for light 5, will come on and then go off at 10 seconds. So as soon as this is made, this starts timing, and if we use the timer timing bit instead, then that will be true for the 10 seconds and then it will go off. And light 2 was just going to come on, so we did use the done bit, and then the light 6 was just going to be the done bit. Switch 2 resets all timers, so we would need to have switch 2 doing a series of resets. My 4 resets, and they have to be addressed T1, T2, T3, and T4. That would reset the timers, and then if the switch was shut, it would start again. Let's take a look at the next one. I'm trying to read ahead. Timer, okay. Switch 1 will turn on lights 1, 3, and 5. I'm going to have switch 1 turn on light 1, light 3, and light 5. Switch 1 will turn on a 5-second timer as well. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that on its own rung just to keep it a little bit separate, easy to understand. So that'll be T1, and it'll be 5 seconds. And so after 5 seconds, it says that this will turn off lights 1, 3, and 5. So I could just put it right here, I guess. T1, it would get done, and in this case, when it gets done after 5 seconds, this is activated, and it would change states, and it would open. So that would open it up. It says timer 1 will turn on a second timer. So apparently, after this timer times out, timer 1 done, it becomes true. So after 5 seconds, a second timer will start. 5 seconds, and that will turn these back on. So I can use the done bit of this, and what I could do is I could bypass around here, it looks like, and then that would turn them back on. That's one way. Or if you want to get really crazy, yeah, we can do that. That's fine. Timer 2 done would bypass, and it would turn them all back on. Switch 2 will reset all timers. Reset, reset, timer 1 and timer 2. Okay. One more. Switch 1 will turn on lights 1 and 3. Switch 1 will turn on a 5-second retentive timer. Five seconds. That will turn off lights 1 and 3. So what I could do is I could once again come back up here, use the timer 1 done bit, because after 5 seconds this will time out, and that close situation will open, which would turn those off. Timer will turn on a second timer. This is very similar to what we had up there. Timer 1 starts this. Timer 2, 5 seconds. So then that is going to reset both timers. So I'm going to go timer 2 done, and it will do a reset and a reset of timer 1 and timer 2. Now what's cool about this is the lights were on because the switch is true. The first timer timed out and turned the lights off, and it started the second timer. After the second timer got done, it reset the 2 timers. Well, if you reset the timers, then this returns to a closed, this returns to an open, and this returns to an open. And so assuming that we haven't hit switch 1, the whole process starts again, where the lights would come back on. And then they would go back off, and then they would get reset, 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 and they'd come back on. And then they'd go back off, and then these would close, and it would reset, reset, and it would just keep blinking the lights off and on every 5 seconds.